Welcome back to the Comic Book ASM Artist. Today we're going to be doing another comic book haul. And we're just going to get right into it. So, I'm pretty current on everything now. And surprisingly, actually, everything that I got, I've already read about half of it. So, it's kind of a switch for me. But first we have the Batman Foundation Fortnite one-shot. Kind of a big deal with the Batman Who Laughs in it. So I haven't read this one though. I already opened my copy to get the code out for my kid. He's a big Fortnite guy. I don't play, but I buy him skins, usually a lot of the crossover skins and stuff. But I did kind of leaf through this. So yeah, Superman's in here now. That's cool. He hadn't previously been in it, but I could have sworn he was in one of the other issues, but he hasn't. And also too, Scott Snyder helped write this as well, and even Christos Gage was involved. I don't think he was on the previous one either. So, and might even be. I think it's even a different artist on this too, but. It's just cool that they continued this. They've had quite a bit of success with this. Actually, one of my local shops totally sold out. And I had inadvertently had two of these covers because I got one from my other shop too. And so when a guy came in looking for the Fortnite stuff, I actually gave him one of my copies so that he could get that. He was getting the trade, and I said, well, you still need this too to get the Batman Who Laughs. And the owner was like, well, we're sold out of it. So then I just gave him my other one of these I had. So yeah, we see the whole Justice League in here. So this is cool because, like I said before, it's really just been the Batman characters mostly. And then, they had Snake Eyes, so that was cool to see that interaction. But I'm really excited to read this. There's a lot of fun things. There's a particular panel in here that I saw on a Facebook feed that just looked ridiculous. Pretty grisly, involving the Batman Who Laughs. So, but yeah, I'm excited that I have this, and you can still get the Batman Who Laughs stuff on the game without the book, but I think it's like $15 as opposed to trying to get the $5 book here. And yeah, this is the normal cover by Greg Capullo. And then this is the variant cover here. The premium, it's like another dollar or whatever. It's cardstock. And I'm not sure of the artist. I think this is Matina maybe. But no, that's a different signature. I just looked in the other book and it's Alex Garner. That's kind of who I was thinking it was. And yeah, they're all polybagged. And I've just been keeping one of each of these series just in the plastic. Like it makes any bit of difference with all those 90s books that did that. But, it's fun to pretend like it really matters. Next, I got this solely for the variant cover here for the Patrick Gleason cover. This is Wolverine number 17. So I have no clue on the inside, but as you all know, I collect Patrick Gleason's work. And so that's why I pre-ordered this particular comic. So, it looks like just kind of a lot of work in a diner here. We see some action with Domino a little later. So, nothing really standing out on that one except for the cover. Next we got Monster Kill Squad number 2 from Bad Idea. I think I'm going to have to break code and actually start reading the first printings. I'm trying to keep them all pristine and not read the regular copies and just read the not first printings, but I think ENIAC is the only one that had a not first printing. So I'm going to have to actually read these. I'll have to be super careful with them too. But as I said before as well, once we get to 2,000, we will do a giveaway for ENIAC number 1, as well as a signed X-Men Legends book by the Simonsons. So that's still a thing. We're really close. Hopefully we can hit it by the end of the year, maybe. That would be awesome. I've been doing this for about 4 years, so I would just love to be able to put that as one more landmark on the year, So if you know anyone who likes comics and needs help sleeping or relaxing, send them my way. So yeah, this art is really intense. Look at this. So this is kind of incredible. This is really the first time. I know this is the second issue, but as I've said, I've tried to keep everything pristine. So I think Christos Gage is a writer. So is it Thomas Ghirello who is doing the art on here, maybe? Yeah, he's doing the art. And then there is a backup in here as well, it looks like. So another story in the back too. And we have crossover number 9. And yeah, this is just continuing to kind of be a who's who of guests and stuff. They've got the Powers team in here now and things like that. We can see some of the other heroes popping back up there, Savage Dragon and stuff. And really, I'd say 6 was kind of like the climax, and this is kind of the aftermath of that, more or less. So still interesting, but I definitely don't feel like it's as intense. But I think that's to be expected. I think that's just the nature of this type of stuff. So yeah, here's the Powers guys there. And we have Batman 116, no 115, my mistake. Continuing on with Fear State. Did catch up on that too. Yeah, I really feel like this probably could have been done as a shorter story. I'm not too sold on it, honestly. I always enjoy the artwork and stuff like that, but it's basically Oracle's network has been hijacked. There's people saying, oh, hey, Batman's dead, the city is doomed, all this sort of stuff. So Scarecrow's trying to like whip everyone up into a frenzy and all this sort of stuff. And then the Peacemaker had some sort of toxin that freaked him out and made him start killing things he wasn't supposed to. And then he had a showdown here with one of the other big things. It was like kind of another Peacemaker, but not. And so, yeah, and then Miracle Molly's trying to pull Batman out of the fryer, more or less, and say, oh, I know what he's doing. It's been okay. It hasn't been anything that I'm really freaking out about. But I suppose if you're like a big Scarecrow guy, this is probably up your alley. Scarecrow's okay to me, but he's not one of my favorite villains for Batman, so. Then we have Harley Quinn number 8. Very anime-inspired cover here. Harley and Ivy there. So yeah, on there, and they're just trying to help as well because no one wants their stuff being taken over by outside people that, they're unaware of. So more or less all the ladies have teamed up, all the villains rather. I guess they're kind of angled more as anti-heroes. So they're doing their thing. This really stylized work here. I know, Riley Rossmo, I think, is the artist. Pretty sure. Yeah, Riley Rossmo right there. I think I've seen his work, but I always blank on his name. Next we have Catwoman 36. Kind of in the same vein, she is. I think she was trying to leave her city that she's kind of been protecting on the outskirts. And so, yeah, it's her and the other villains are kind of control it on their end. And from what I saw from her recent previews, even the Catwoman team is changing too. I know this is not the artist and writer that's typically on it, but yeah, I did see that they're doing a full direction change for this too. So I think like all the books are probably getting different creative teams come the new year. So it'd be good just to kind of shake things up and make them a little different. So, oh yeah, a plot piece here is that the signal that was jamming Oracle stuff came out of where Catwoman's city is located. And so this character right here was able to discover that. Blanking on their name, I know I visually recognize that character, but next we have X-Men number 4. And this one just kind of felt like a one-off. I did read it already. It involves the character Nightmare trying to mess with the X-Men's dreams. And then, Jean Grey gets in there and goes toe-to-toe with him. So, yeah, just kind of felt odd about the placement of it. But it's fine. It's an interesting issue. It definitely seems suited for Halloween, Nightmare and all that sort of stuff. But as far as being integral, I don't really see it as being a must-read. Next we have Trial of Magneto, number 2. In this we see initially framed as, hey, Wanda was murdered. And then previous issue at the inn, she comes gliding in. They're like, oh, hey, you're not dead. But they know that they can resurrect mutants on their island, but they voted against it, so they're just kind of confused about where this old school Scarlet Witch came from. And so that's what they're kind of trying to work through in this book. And it's okay. And it's just one of those things that's, you read it and you're like, okay, well, let's see where it goes from here. That's just kind of where it's been in the first place. Inferno number 2. This is really set up, it seems like more of like a political thriller type thing. This involves, we get to see some backstory here of Mystique going out of her way to resurrect her previous, I think they're married even, spouse, lover. And I guess she was going to plan like a mutant insurrection or whatever, so like all the other leaders are hesitant of her, but they're trying to do things in a civilized manner. So Mystique makes the motion for this mutant to join the leadership roster, and they put a vote to it, and then we get to see the backstory of how the votes are being based, like out of each of the leaders. They use basically what happened to sway their decision here. Yeah, so this character here, and I'm not really sure of their name or anything, and I've never seen them. I haven't been reading X-Men for a really long time, except for when they relaunched all the stuff with Hickman. So, I don't really know anything about it, so kind of, it's just like, okay, I gather that they don't like this character, so I don't know anything about him, or her, rather. But that one, there's like not really any action in it, but it's, like I said, it's a political piece. Okay, we've got Detective 1044. Nice Bermeo cover with the teeth here. I love it. So if I remember, Batman is, I think, in the sewers. This is framed as stuff involving Nanako, the new mayor, like Nanako's nightmare, or Nakano, Nakano's nightmare. And so he is in the sewers during the Fear State thing. And then the previous issue, they discovered like an egg sack in the sewers. We see Batwoman here, I think. Judging by the red hair and stuff. I could be wrong, though. Yeah. So, yeah, the mayor is still at odds with Batman here. And then, look, he's offering his help. So even though he knows he hates him, he still wants to help him, so it's good. Okay, next we have Legends of the Dark Knight, number 6. And this looks like a big old monster fight here with Killer Croc and Solomon Grundy. So Curse of the Swamp. Curse of Slaughter Swamp, my mistake. And yeah, the previous issue, I actually sold off already. I've been kind of culling through my things and trying to sell off. I don't know. It's really hard for me to, sell things and stuff. Money is tight. As always, holidays approaching and everything. I do have a PayPal link below if you want to donate to the channel. You can, of course. I don't like to beg or anything, but I mean, I don't know. It's kind of difficult. I spend quite a bit on these books all the time, and then when you resell them, it's like good luck really getting even close to cover value unless you have something really special. Most of the times, if your book's not priced at half cover value, people aren't even interested, and then you have to factor in shipping and stuff, and then it's like, oh, well, that's going to make the book more expensive than if they just got it at the store in the first place. So that's kind of annoying. So I just like piecemealed off quite a bit of stuff to half-price books, because by the time eBay now, they don't even do PayPal anymore, so you don't get your money immediately. So it's like you'll get your funds like 4 days after you've sold your product, and then they're expecting you to ship it as soon as it's purchased, but it's like you don't get the money on your end right away, so it's hard to do it. So it's like you already have to have some money to ship this thing before you sell it, which if you're selling it, you don't really have money for it. Next we have Batman and Catwoman number 8. I feel like before it was square bound. I could be wrong. I know I've gotten like the other type of variants here. This is obviously a Jim Lee variant. I think this was delayed as well. So yeah, this book is still just kind of soldiering on. I really feel like almost like they should have just done this as a full-on, released it as a prestige format trade and called it good. Because it really just reads like a seasonal thing that's framed at Christmas time. So it's been weird seeing like all these Christmas Carol references and stuff, and the decorations and everything. It's 100% framed around Christmas. So if they had just worked on it and kind of said, okay, let's get this released near the holiday time of this certain year. But, of course, they want to double dip if they can, and this has been something that already, even the execution of printing the first issue there is quite a bit of delay after it was announced. But it's been okay. I saw Liam Sharp's on there again, so they've been switching between artists. Before it was just a Clay Mann book, I believe, if I remember. We got Amazing Spider-Man 76. I think I actually got this on the last one, but it was the Gleason cover, because I did read through what I had. And yeah, as you see on the cover, Peter is on life support. And then there is the company here, Beyond. They have basically bought the patent rights to Spider-Man from all the Parker Industries, or whatever it was called, the sell-off. And so Ben Parker is the official legal Spider-Man on their payroll. And him and Peter were fighting some radioactive team, and Spider-Man just got taken over by some sort of like radiation poisoning type thing. And so he's on life support while Ben is trying to take up the mantle and do the best he can as the company's Spider-Man. I gotta say here, I love these covers by Arthur Adams, but this is just such a jarring transition between this and Sarah Petrelli's art style here. Her art style seems much more in the way of like fashion design, I feel. Like how she designs the outfits and stuff, and you'll see some of the posing and things like that. Just reads very, especially, is very like high fashion type, or just trendy, I guess. Lots of stuff like this really makes you see her eye for fashion a lot in these books. So I know she had previously done that one with J.J. Abrams, but which is kind of like a sudden transition since they've been doing having Mark Bagley draw the book and Ryan Otley and stuff like that. So don't know if she's gonna be a permanent artist on here, but that was definitely something I noticed as I was reading this. And then this, I actually purchased a long time ago, in my shop I pre-ordered from had it allocated, so I actually found this at my other shop, and there was only one left, so solely for the variant cover here, the Liefeld Deadpool anniversary. And yeah, I read this like months ago. It's kind of a random story with someone who got one of the stones, and they do a prison break type of thing, and Cap tries to do his best to stop them. And I don't remember the outcome, but this wasn't really anything that was substantial. But like I said, mainly the cover there. And we have Gamma Flight number 5. This is the conclusion to the series, mini-series, whatever. And yeah, it continues on, just kind of showing, the team affected from all the recent stuff in Immortal Hulk. And there are some changes that happen at the end, so pick this up if you want to see what happens to this particular team. Pretty well drawn, quite a bit of action, so. Next we have Immortal Hulk number 50. And I've just got to say, I really loved this run on Hulk. The uniqueness of having stuff like, Bible text thrown in the front of it. Never thought I'd see that in a Marvel book, let alone for These 50 issues. Granted, it hasn't been in all of them, but just kind of seeing that has made this unique. The whole take on this, Hulk going to hell and all this sort of stuff, and the art style is just over the top and grotesque. Lots of big moments in this book. There's lots of, like, 2-page spreads. There's even like a full-on gatefold that I don't want to spoil in the middle here. And even on there, just kind of deals with stuff, but just really interesting. I loved experiencing this book as it came out. I am going to throw this in a thing on eBay, unfortunately, though, unless someone hits me up here and, PayPal's and said, hey, this is for the Hulk stuff, but I'm looking for selling the whole thing and all the one-shots and all the Gamma flights together for 200 plus shipping. So if you're interested in that, let me know and I'll get those out to you. And if you're not and you're too late, check out the eBay listing, I guess. And then we have Batman, the Long Halloween Special. So I don't know what prompted them to make this. But I'm glad they did. It's, an iconic team, an iconic, I don't know if it's considered as in its own unique universe or it's something really referenced too much. I don't know. But yeah, it's just nice to see. I love Tim Sale's art. It's certainly one of those things that there are people that, he's got the ugly style or whatever. It's unique and it's distinct and it's memorable. So at the end of the day, if you don't enjoy it, okay, you don't have to enjoy it. But I do. It's just, stylized and it's fun to look at. It's unusual at times. And yeah, I love it. So it'll be fun to see exactly, like I said, just kind of what prompted it all and where this goes, if this is going to set up anything else. I still have to buy the actual other Tim Sale Batman trades, though. I used to have them back in the day, and I don't anymore. Once again, with all the nonsense that happened prior. Next, we have Nightwing number 85. And Batgirl's back in the fray here. This is a Fear State tie-in. Basically, since they have been hijacking her Oracle stuff, she has found it upon herself to suit back up and join the fight. This is like her old Batman animated costume almost here. I know it's been used elsewhere too. I feel like the Batgirl Year One. But that's just where I first encountered it at. Next we have Ninja Turtles number 122. And this continues on with stuff with Old Hob just kind of reached a fever pitch. In the last issue, Raph straight up stabbed him through in his shoulder with his sai. So that was pretty intense. Safe to say he has been overthrown. And he has been captured as well. Here he is right here. Next is Robin, number 7. Ra's al Ghul on the cover here. Nice big. Let's just do a brief tracing here of the. So now the death tournament has officially started, and it looks like it's gonna be wrapping up here. So this makes me wonder if this series is gonna be coming to a close, and it might be actually, because I know they have the Robins series coming up. I think in January might be the start of that, which I don't think I'm gonna follow. I think I'm trying to just make a clean break from a lot of stuff. Like I said, just kind of looking back at financial stuff, and a lot of the stuff ends up becoming a like to-do list to read rather than an enjoyment, unfortunately, when you consume so many, you know. And then, like I said, you have to piecemeal it, and then my space, I'm out of space. I don't even know where to put some of these books now. So, and I even have to go back with stuff that I do have and say, do I really need to keep this full run, or was just one arc in the middle not that great? And just pull it. Just kind of the bittersweet side to being a collector sometimes, but I've been buying them since forever, and even when I moved here, when we lost all of the previous books and I had to start from square one. It's been, 9 years of collecting, and I've even sold off stuff before multiple times. It's always easier for me to sell most of the Marvel stuff. I have a list of maybe 6 or so characters that I've been collecting for years, with the exception of Spawn. He's a newer development just because I never got to read him when I was a kid. This is Gunslinger #1, by the way. I know I'm going on a bit of an unfocused ramble. That's just kind of where I'm at today, I guess. It's a bit more informed, too, since I read half of them, so that is kind of a happy change. Nice art here. So, that's Gunslinger #1. Yeah, because there's also the Halloween Spawn variant floating around. I don't know if it actually came out or it got delayed. But I didn't see it, so I'm assuming it did. Some good art in here. I think this is Brett Booth. He's doing the art. Yeah. And Gunslinger got delayed too with the paper shortage and everything. Basically, they were able to print some of the covers, but not all the covers, so they had to delay because of the covers. King Spawn #3. This is the McFarlane cover, and the coloring is odd. It almost gives it like a peach mocha type feel, a watercolory type of look here. Art here continues to be by Yave Fernandez. It's been good. So this series here is about Billy Kincaid, the ice cream creep, coming back and more or less trying to put Spawn. I'm trying to remember if it's framed as he's considered as like wanting to take the mantle of king, or he's trying to destroy Spawn, as vengeance. They've been showing him like sitting on a throne and stuff, so I think Billy Kincaid actually might be the King Spawn, ironically. Maybe I can look a little bit here. I think this is him here. And then they're killing based upon like an Old Testament Bible passage. So that's really bizarre too. But I think that's it. Let's see. Yeah, that's going to do it. Make sure to like, comment, subscribe. Let me know what you want to see. Have a happy Halloween. And as always, you all have a super slumber. Thanks. Bye.